All right, so this is definitely a we'll see what happens here. I'm going to go and trade with the trend on this one, but if the bears hold this, we could see a move, like a small little rejection if the bears can come in right here. We can see a small little rejection from this area if they hold. But I'm going to trade with the trend on this one. This is good right here. I just wanted it to get above that line. The bulls can, okay, looks like the bears are trying to come in right here. They're trying to hold. But as long as the bulls can hold this, I'm expecting that we see at least this range right here. So all the bulls got to do is hold this, and we can see a move up there. If not, then we'll just see that move down. So All right, there goes that first target. Let me see if we can get these second targets hit. There's really no point in that. Of course. I swear, no matter where I put these damn things, they always miss it by like a couple of points for no reason. All right. Mm. Yeah, I don't think we have any big news events to watch out for today. I think today is just one of those. It's gonna be one of those price action days. Yeah, we don't have anything today. The only thing that we have to watch out for is uh, just the bill auction. That's it. Nothing too big today. All right. Hey, yo, what's up, Alfred? What's up, man? All right, so let's see if this time around it'll take that target and not play around with it. I mean, as long as we get that first and second target hit, that third and fourth, I'm not too worried about. Is that all right? Cool. All right. All right, so we got that first and second target hit. Right now we're up about $1,500. We got a lot. We have $800 of unrealized profit. So I'm just gonna let this play around. I'm gonna probably keep that right there. Probably put this down a little bit and probably push this up a little bit. I mean, if given the opportunity to kind of scale into this again, I definitely will. Again, we talked about this last night. I'm gonna bring this up on the screen just for those that haven't been here last night. The CFTC data suggests that even though we had that big drop, let me put this down. Even though we've had that big drop, the CFTC data suggests that the institutions are still bullish. They're 58% bullish and only 42% short. And they're 19,000, almost 20,000 net long in contract. So I wouldn't shift my bias bearish just yet. The data does not suggest that the institutions or the commercials are short, because the commercials are more short than they are long. So that tells me to focus on longs this week. Now, that doesn't mean that shorts won't work. It just means that overall, the market is trying to go higher versus it going lower. What I probably will do, though, is reduce my risk on this a lot. Let's see if we can kind of get away with the scale in here. See if we can get away with the scale in here. I scaled in 2 more contracts. split the baby on this, reduce this up a lot. Because I mean, if they fail here, then the Bears got it. We're gonna see a retracement. So the Bulls got to hold this area right here. They got to actually hold that. If they can hold that, then we'll make a move up here. If they can't, then the Bulls are going to have to step up here. And if they don't, well, we'll just keep going down. Price will keep going down until it finds support. So for the sake of this position, let's hope that the Bulls find support here. Combine some of these targets, especially the ones that are close together. No need for it to. All right, so let's see if we can get that first target and the second target hit, which will be my third target from my previous position. So that would be awesome. And I'll leave that last contract to run, try to get as much out of that contract as possible. I won't scale into this anymore. There goes that target. Let's see if we can get this. There we go, baby. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm gonna get as much as profits out of this last target as possible. Try to scale it as best I can without giving up too much profits. I'm gonna stick to my rule on this one. We had a good trade earlier on. We can go into the sim after this trade concludes. I do think that we still got some more room for upside. Like I said, I think the market wants to come up into this range right here. Actually, let me put this thing back 27 points. I want to at least give it 27 points and scale it properly. That's 27. So 4. I don't want to give it that much. 771 minus 18. All right, so yeah, this is where I want to keep my stop at right here. I'm gonna trail it as best as possible. Hmm. All right, so that's a nice push right there. I'll probably put this down a little bit, probably 808. No, I don't want 808. Probably let's split it in the middle here. And what's this? All right, so I'm gonna put my stop underneath that big engulfing candle right there. I mean, all right, so this is a risk-free trade so far. So all right. All right. I mean, we could see a small little rejection right here. We could. I'm gonna get more aggressive as with trailing this when price gets up into this box. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put my stop back to where it was. All right, so because I don't want it to pull back and then I don't want it to do that. Once it gets into this range and we close in this range, then I'll begin to trail it. I'll get more aggressive with trailing it. But I want to kind of see the price kind of close in this range. Congratulations on that, elite trader. Gain weight. All right, so let's see. Still wanted to see it close in this range. If not, we could see a small little rejection right here. We could. Okay. All right, so let's see if they're going to hold this 21 EMA here. See if they're going to hold. All right. I mean, it should not be a surprise. I'm not surprised. That range right there, when I was looking at it, that's why I kind of wanted to see it close in it. You can kind of see all the liquidity right here in this range. So I didn't really expect it to kind of just trade right through it. I was kind of expecting that rejection. We got it, but the structure is still bullish. So that just could be profit taking. That could just be the bear selling into obviously a previous area of resistance with passive sell orders. But until the structure breaks down, you have to remain bullish. You just have to. I mean, you can flip bearish and get clapped without the confirmation, but the trend is still bullish. And I was talking about this last night with these trend lines. These trend lines have definitely helped me stay on the right side of the market and not get faked out by the foolishness that we know and love from the NQ. The correct way to short this is you wait for the break and then you short the retest. But by the way that this thing is sloped, the bears don't necessarily have the room to break and then to push back up. The bears don't have the room. They can break, and even if they bounce it here, it's not a good angle for the bears to really break this thing. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that's 100%. Obviously, the market can do anything it wants. Obviously, Trump can say the word tariff, and the algos hear it and it dumps. But 9 times out of 10, when the bears don't got the room to make certain moves, it just won't happen. It just won't happen. So that's what I'm betting on right now. If I get stopped out, well, I'll just get stopped out here. But the trend lines have definitely kept me on the right side of the market more often than not. Let's see if the bears are going to reject it here. Let's see. This is what we need to watch out for right here. If the bears reject it here, then we can potentially see a move down. But I think that the bulls we're going to probably see a close back above that trend line. But we'll see. Okay. Well, I got stopped out of that one. I'm going to. Dude, if I see that, classic NQ. Classic NQ. Okay. So let's see if they actually will short the bottom of this trend line right here. Let's see if they will short it. Or if the Nasdaq just stopped me out to be nasty. All right. If price can get above this trend line and we can get a close above that trend line, I'm going to scale into this again. Typical NQ for her bull crap. All right. Let's see what they do here. All right. So we got the 9 o'clock algo coming up in 5 minutes. Dude, no way, man. No way, no way, no way. I'm not gonna lie, that's always heartbreaking, man. That's always heartbreaking right there. All right, so now I gotta turn this into a buy limit. Oh my god, that's not. All right. All right, whatever, man. Whatever. Just jump my order. Okay. All right, we got 2 minutes until that algo comes. So I'm not necessarily, I wish it allowed me to get into this thing where I wanted to earlier, but uh, I'm betting that the market still wants to go up a little bit, but I don't have the best entry. Like 3. All right. Let's see what the market chooses to do here in the next 5 seconds. All right, so the 9 o'clock algo just popped. All right, there goes that target right there. All right, let's see how far this thing will choose to go. I'm gonna trail this underneath this range, and this will definitely be my last trade in this account. I didn't like the fact that it came back and stopped me out. I don't like that shit. We can see if we can get this last target hit. I appreciate that gain weight. I'm glad that you kind of went heavy right there for me. I appreciate that. You know what, Sim and personal account traders, you guys stick together. Uh, okay, that's cool. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I'm not going to play this game. I am kind of up high. All right, I'll accept that. Good trades. We had some really good trades starting the session off. This trend line was very pivotal. And that's why I was talking about them last night, about making sure that you have these trend lines on your chart, because they are definitely helpful. But let's talk about this trend line. This trend line right here, and I see this so often now, is that I kind of watch out for it, is that the market likes to trap the market, especially the bears, on the other side of that trend line, just to use their stops to keep going. You can, like, once I saw that the bears, I mean, look how perfect this. I mean, this is not something that people uh, are kind of talking shit about. Trend lines are very important. Look how the market came right here and shorted exactly at that trend line. Exactly. The bears came in, they failed, and look where they kept trying to short, right at that trend line. And look, once they failed, you got that stop run right here, and look where they're buying. Trend lines will always keep you on the right side of the market. Make sure that you're drawing them correctly. But we are kind of high. I would just kind of jump into another account, but we're kind of high, so I really don't want to play that game. So I'll just take that win. I'll jump into the sim, and where is it at? Let's see if I can actually get this thing to limit me in here. I mean, now if they, so before, what I was saying was that it didn't look like the bears just had the room right here to short it and to follow through. The angle of this trend line, if it was more sloped up like this, then I would have been okay. Maybe the bears have a chance here. But because it was kind of slanted like this, the bears didn't have the angle to really push that thing down. Not really. Because usually what I like to look for is that break, and then the bulls bring it right back up, and then the market does that. And you know what? That is so unfair. That is so unfair. That is so unfair. So unfair. So unfair. So unfair. So unfair. This thing's so unfair. Oh man. Oh. But anyway. Chart geometry works, people. Chart geometry works. All right, so 845 could be an area where we see a rejection. Now let's see if we get that. Not a reversal, but a rejection. Well, it's apex, so you know it got that stupid trailing drawdown. All right, so let's see. I do think that we'll probably get like a small rejection here. Oh, okay. So let's see what happens. Again, I'm in the sim. I'm not in an eval. This is a sim trade. I mean, if we can see some follow through, like I said, I got another account. I just want to see the follow through first, because we are kind of high up. We are in an area where price could potentially reject. So I didn't necessarily wanted to play that game. But it looks like I should have played it, because you got this nice little push up right into this area perfectly. We got our little small rejection. So we'll see if the bears hold it, which, you know, I doubt, but point of me when I go into the sim, so I can be very clear, is I just want to see the price action. And so without any thought, without second guessing, I will get into a trade and I want to see what happens. So when we're in an eval or our funded accounts, we can reference previous price action like this to make decisions in accounts that matter. So I mean, so far, I mean, like I said, I doubt the Bears hold this. We might get we might get a pop above this level, but I think based on where the price rejected previously at this level, I think the Bears may hold it off. I don't know. They may hold it off. They may hold this area off. Where you got your second TP at again? Wait. I had an Angel's do-rag. All right. So if we do see a pullback here, this is what I'm looking for. And I'll hop into another account. Actually, I'll hop into another account if I see it. But what I'm looking for is I need the bulls to find support because we got a range breakout here. We got price breaking out of this range. I want them to come back and they need to hold. They need to hold here. I mean, we still got this support trend line sloping up. So, I mean, there's no reason why the bulls can't pull back. As long as they pull back in this area, we can see the market come back up into like 880, 890, 900 again. We can definitely see that. But it's going to be dependent on if they could hold this range. Because if they don't hold this range, we're going back to VWAP, which is suspiciously right here at this range. So we'll see what happens here. We do have to take into account that the market bounced from our danger zone that we marked out from last week. So we could see a move. We could, but because this was a make or break for the market last week. And you can see that the bulls found support above it. So we could, but we'll see. But you know what? Honestly, I prefer to get back. So, okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If we do get a move down back into this range, I'll go into another account and trade this. If we get this. Oh yeah, you know what? They'll probably might buy a retouch right here. We'll see what happens here. Okay. All right. So it looks like we're coming up to that first target. First target hit. Let's see if we can get that second one. That second one might be kind of tricky, but that second one might be tricky. Because if the Bears want to, okay, so that's close enough. Yeah, that trend line is still in the way. It's still in the way. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. And they bought the 21 EMA perfectly too. They let this thing bounce right on it. The ES don't look like it wants to go up anymore. At least not before retracement. Mm. Mm. If we do see a rejection, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think the price. I think these candles probably have to chop. That trend line is in the way, so I don't think any bears are going to get super aggressive, especially with that trend line in the way. Um, because they're going to still run into the same problem that they had right here. There's just not enough room. It's just not enough room yet. So let's see what happens. What's up, Night Part? Yeah, there definitely is. There definitely is. We still got this high around like 870, 880 right here. And we got that good old 925 that the Bulls could be trying to target right now. They could be trying to target 925. That could be their objective. And that would create the right shoulder, a potential right shoulder of a potential head and shoulders pattern. So this is where they could be trying to go for. We could see 950, or we could see them try to go for that high at 967. My opinion, if we get above 950, then they're going for 22. I mean, it's one market objective at a time, but if I'm going to go step by step, if they can get it above 925 and they can get it above 950, 22K is the objective. But I definitely agree with you, Night Part, with that level. I mean, because either the Bulls are going to hold this or they're going to fold. I mean, there's really nothing that's going to happen other than that. Either they hold or they fold. Friday's high, yeah. And Friday's high was like 967, I believe. I just saw that correctly, about like 967. Yeah, about like 967 was the high. Yeah, 967.75. Oh yeah. Yeah, and if you look in the past, we can see why we dumped hard. You see January 31st, we had a high of 965 and then we had that drop and that gap open on Sunday. So when price came back into this area, all they did was double topped here. I think this is a triple. Yeah, we had the breaking structure down. They came and they dumped it back down again. And then they came and retested it and they dumped it. But we're still making higher lows. So I think we could see a rejection. We could see some profit taking here, but we're definitely going to squeeze past that level. We're definitely squeezing past it. And I'm basing that on the simple fact that when the market made a rejection here, and then they made a second rejection from this area, it wasn't as strong as the first. So that just tells me that there's not a lot of sell orders to absorb the buy orders to the point to where it broke down this low. Now, if we broke past this low, then I would have had this as a super area on my chart to watch out for. But we barely broke this range. We came right back into this range and we saw this big giant bounce. So I don't think there's going to be enough sell orders to hold back aggressive bulls. If the market plays its cards right, I'm thinking that we can possibly see a move up to 200, 240, 200, 240, 200, about 240, maybe 250. Somewhere in this area right here is where I think the market is going to go, and then we'll potentially see a rejection, and probably a rejection right back down to like 960, and they'll probably find support here, and then they'll probably range or something like that. I think 960 is going to hold for a while. If we see a breakout and a pullback, that's probably where I'm gonna buy at. But we'll see what the bulls and bears do here. We'll see. The bears are definitely trying to hold this area. I mean, they're definitely trying to hold it, but I think they're going to fail. I think they're going to fail here. I mean, the market is still bullish. We're still above that support trend line. I think they're going to fail here. There's not enough room for bears. It's just not. Because even if they do aggressively pile into it, the bulls are just going to buy it right back up. You're absolutely right about that, game wave. You're right about that. I'm in a short, but it's in the sim. I want to see what happens here. Usually when if I'm going against what I'm saying in the sim, for the most part, it's how do I want to say this? So this is basically me. How do I say this? For a lack of words, a lack of better words, it's a battle between my heart and the charts. My heart thinks that this area is going to hold, but the charts would suggest that it won't. If I was in an eval, I would not take this trade. Okay, there it goes. And this is kind of like, so if I'm doing the opposite of what I'm saying in the sim, it's just, well, I'm in the sim. My heart is telling me, oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do this, and blah, 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 even though it's going against the chart. And it's just one of those reinforcing things It just reinforces the fact that I should always trade the chart, not my heart, even if it's an emotional situation. And I try to make that very clear when I take trades like this in the sim. It just wasn't enough room for bears to pile into this. It just wasn't. Still got that support trend line in. And it kind of, now I'm sitting here thinking like the Nasdaq was stopping me out, and I was at least targeting this area and was stopping me out. I felt like I didn't keep my stop tight. I mean, I have an 18-point stop. Maybe I should just, maybe I should probably keep a 27-point stop. Like hmm. All right, so we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. Hmm. Yep, that's exactly right. Exactly right. The charts are telling me no, but my bias is telling me yes. Huh. I'm gonna have to give you some royalties on that one, Alfred. I'm gonna actually write that down. That's actually good. That's actually a good one. That is actually a really good one. That's a good one. The charts are telling me no, but my bias is telling me yes. That's a good one. Let's actually look at the ES. I mean, yeah, the ES, dude, that's tough, man. That's tough on the ES. That's a clean double top on the ES right there. Hmm. That's a clean double top right there. If we okay, so this is what I'll do. If we do see a drop and we see a drop underneath this range, and then they hold this area, I'm going to get into my other Apex account and take that trade. Because if we get a break of this trend line and then they hold the 200, they hold VWAP, the bears will definitely have enough room to flip back over and short that high. They'll definitely have the room to do it. If we see a move down to 200 in VWAP and then we hold and then we do something like this and then we move all the way up here, that's perfect right there for a short. Perfect. Perfect for a short. And then we can see a move down. You say he's holding that support at 84. Are you talking about 48? Or if you're talking about ES at 84? Yeah. Yep. It's holding that area. Now I feel like a complete ass. Of trailing my target. I mean, I think from now on, I think I'm going to just leave my stop at break even +1. I'm not trailing this thing no more. I mean, I would have gotten out of this target right here, but I mean, shit, this thing literally came back and stopped me out right here for no damn reason, just to keep going up. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna trail that last one. I'm not trailing anymore. I'm not doing that shit. Mm. It says spin. Not gonna lie, man. Seeing all this green and not being a part of it. And the crazy thing is that we talked about this last night about it. As long as it is adhering to the trend line, is not too high to buy. As long as it's adhering to the trend line, is not too high to buy. Mm. Said don't do no hating. I ain't hating, man. I ain't hating. Dang, it's only 9:30. Only 9:30. All right. So the question is, so I'm gonna keep a close eye on what happens. I'm gonna keep a very close eye on what happens here because I'm noticing that um, the market is losing a little bit of its momentum, and now the market could potentially set up for that break of that trend line. Based on where the EMAs are. Keeping a very close eye on what these EMAs are going to do in the next couple of minutes here, because we're getting close to that support trend line, The EMAs look like they're sloping, about to start sloping to the side here. And the bulls are going to have to hold a retest here. Bulls are going to have to hold that retest. If they don't, like I said, we have enough room now for the bears to break through this and then potentially come back up and short right here. We have the room now. So we'll see. Well, it really depends. It really depends on how they do it. It really would. I guess we could see them short if they can squeeze above that high right there. If they squeeze above this high, then 925 is the target. 925 is definitely the target. Or somewhere in this area is the target. I don't want to say it's exactly the target, but somewhere in this area is the target. Yo, congratulations on that gain weight. That's interesting. That's interesting. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. What the hell? I did not see that. Hmm, Where is that at? I did not see that. Yeah, you gotta stop with that. Mm, mm. You know, we could see it. So hold on. All right. I'm actually willing to take this trade on the ES. I'm actually willing to take it on the ES. I mean, I'm gonna be a little bit late on this. I'm taking this short on the ES. I don't think that's my. Uh, hmm, there it is. I would prefer to kind of get in closer to 90, but I wasn't paying attention to the ES. And this would be a trade that I would take. I wish I got in closer to 90 though. This is the first time that the ES is coming back and retesting this level right here. I wish I was paying attention to that. Like I said, I would prefer to be in around like 90 or at that high. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be sellers right here that want to short this retest right here, this level. Probably 90, 92-ish, 90, 92. I would take this short. Well, I'm not suggesting to take this short, but this is definitely something that I would bet on taking the retest of a breaker structure on the ES right at 90. So I highly doubt that they plow through this on the ES unless they do. No, that's a small pullback. Yep, the ES will always be the ES. Don't let the Nasdaq sit there and trick you about the ES. The ES will always be the ES. Always, always be the ES. All right. Now, I'm not saying that this reverses here. I'm just saying that we're going to probably see a rejection from this area because the ES will always respect prior structure. It's a 9 out of 10 trade. I mean, I guess there are times if it's like news or high volatility that it'll probably plow through it, but for the most part, that's just not how the ES trades. It's going to always shorting that retest is going to be it's a high probable trade on the ES. It's highly probable. All right. So let's look at the the Nasdaq. But I am aware that we are in an extremely bullish environment. Honestly, I wouldn't say that we're in an extremely bullish environment. I would say that the bears are getting stopped out because I mean, obviously the dead giveaway is how the market is grinding to the upside. Obviously, as the market is going up, the bears are trying to short this thing. They're trying to short it, and they're failing because they're keeping their stops too tight, and they're getting stopped out. And as they're getting stopped out, as it goes higher, they're trying again. They're trying again. They're trying again. They're trying again. And this is why we're getting this grinding price action because bears are continuously trying to short this thing, and the bears are continuously getting stopped out of their positions. They're not holding. Hmm. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. And yo, congratulations on that, Investor Z. Yeah, sometimes, man, the market will give you, well, happy little mistakes, happy accidents, happy accidents. The market will give you happy little accidents. God damn. God, God damn. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so let's see if 93 holds. If 93 doesn't hold, then I need to get out of this actually. 93 needs to hold. The ES will always be the ES. It will always respect prior structure. Always. Okay. Hmm. Shit, at this point, this thing keeps going up. Hmm. This thing keeps going up. They can find support here. Because I mean, if they don't drop it here, I mean, this thing is going to 925. If they don't drop it here, it's going to that level from last week. Hmm. I appreciate that, gain weight. I appreciate that. I'm glad to have your support, gain weight. You know, one case. Yeah, Investor Z. Yeah, when it comes to the Nasdaq, man, when you're in a position where you're up and you don't know why, yeah, I would do the same thing. Like, whoa, I'm just gonna take that gift and I'm gonna accept it. The Nasdaq is not always in a giving mood. She is not always in a giving mood. Y'all know that she requires sacrifice because she sees herself as a goddess that is deserving of sacrifice. And anything less than sacrifice is blasphemy. Isn't it interesting that all goddesses require sacrifice? Every single one of them? They want your devotion. They want you to sacrifice to show your devotion to them. Every single one of them. Not one of them be like, you know what, we good. You complete a task, we good. Nah, it's like, nah, you gotta sacrifice something, my guy. You gotta sacrifice that account. In order for the other accounts to flourish, one has to go. So which one is gonna be? Either you choose or we gonna choose it. That's what she likes to say. So we'll see. We'll see what she does here. We'll see. I mean, the Bears got enough room, so don't think they don't now. They got enough room. We'll see if the Bulls hold. If they don't, well, we can definitely see a pullback back to VWAP. We can see a pullback back to the 200 EMA. I don't think we get a reversal. I just think that we can potentially see a rejection here. All right, so let's see. Let's see what she chooses to do here. We will see what she chooses to do here. Hmm. All right, here come the test. Here come that trend line test, that support trend line test. Will the Bulls hold or will they fold? That's the question. And then the question after that is, will this area of liquidity hold up? Is this a breakout and is this a pullback? All right, so far so good. Looks like the Bulls are somewhat holding it. Let me make sure that because I did adjust this thing, make sure that it's still lining up. Yeah, it's still lining up. Okay. All right. Oh, I don't know. I would not do that. Like on trend days, that would be kind of dangerous. Ugh. All right, here comes that test for the bulls. Will they hold or will they fold? Will the bulls hold or will they fold? And this changes the conversation. This will definitely change it. Definitely change it here. So this is my plan. If the bulls hold this trend line, then that means that 920, 925, somewhere in that area is good. A retest of last Friday's high, 950, 967. That's a good area to target. Because I mean, if they hold it, I mean that's where else. I mean, there's nowhere else for the bulls to go except there. Now, if the bears hold it, uh, this would probably be a 25% trade right here. The only reason why I say that would be a 25% trade is because if we do see price break and then the bulls do hold this, like let's just say that they hold it, they still got that trend line in the way. And this is at a good angle for the bears to come in and short this thing down. So that would be a scalp. Now, let's just say that they just fall through this thing. I want to take a trade here at the retest of this breaker structure somewhere in this area. I want to take a trade right here. Why? Because this is where we got the breaker structure higher and we've seen this move up here. So I would want to see a pullback into this range. Let the bulls, let the passive buy limits absorb the selling or move up to test that trend line. I mean, I'll probably be out before that, but and then this will be the test for the bulls right here. Are they going to break above that trend line and then turn it back into support for that move higher, or will the bulls or the bears will they hold it? So that's what I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to be looking for this area to go long, right there. So Investor Z says that 850 and NQ is the test. So 850. Yeah. 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 Like I said, I think this is a 25% trade. I definitely agree with you. 25, maybe 30. We'll probably see the market hold here, but then that support trend line is going to be in the way. And that's the only reason why I say it's a 25 to a 30% trade, because of that trend line. It's going to turn into resistance, and the bears are definitely going to try to pile in there. What I'm hoping, what I'm hoping is that the market just goes through it, so we don't get this back and forth choppy price action. I'm just hoping that if the bears are going to step up here and we do see that break, we can just hurry up and pass this range without any bullshit. We can get into this range where there's definitely going to be buyers. There's definitely going to be buyers in this area. We're not saying that it's going to hold, but you have a better opportunity to get in a better position. You have a lot of room for upside until we run into that support trend line, and you can be done with your day versus trying to get this one where there's limited room. It's limited to, actually, let me do that a little bit better. It's limited to this right here, versus when you can just have this if price comes down here and holds. I mean, obviously you have more probability of being profitable and you have more room. And it's more like that, really. So we'll see. He says, or until you feel like shorting in the same area again and again and again. I mean, I guess. I mean, Gamewood, if you're talking about scalping back and forth, I mean, like I said, I don't trade that way. Uh, it looks like we're gonna get that short here. So if you're in this long, just keep it tight. The Bears can step up here. I mean, we have every reason to believe that the Bears have the room that they need to pile into this and become aggressive. So just keep it tight if you're in this long, if you still think we still have some more room for upside. Oof. But the Bulls are holding this, man. You can see that they are holding the support trend line. So the Bulls, they want higher prices. They don't want to give up this run just yet without a fight. But I mean, as soon as the Bulls are buying into it, you can see the Bears are piling into this. If the Bears can hold this, then we should just expect that move down. I mean, it's just that simple. If the Bears can hold it. But if the Bulls push past that, we're going to see a stop run. If they hold this area, we're going to see a stop run here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow because I really don't want to deal with that today. I do it tomorrow. I don't want to deal with it today. All right, that looks like a short setup to me, but I know the Bears ain't like that, so I know they're not like that. I'm not gonna be fooled by that. You said look left on the higher time frame and stop guessing. Which time frame are you looking at specifically, gain weight? Mm, okay, all of them. So you're that means that you're in short right now, then, huh? Oh, so you're not short, you're long. And yo, congratulations on that Alfred. Yeah, gain weight. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget. So you're not an intraday trader. You're going for the big swings. Well, what I'm looking at, because obviously I'm an intraday trader, is this is potentially a head and shoulders pattern right here, potentially, and this is on the hourly time frame. But I do see that this, I do see that for the long run, you do have all of these green, and then we got this big green bullish engulfing candle here, and then we got this new hourly candle opening at the top of it. That would suggest that, yeah, that is definitely bullish for sure. Definitely bullish. But mm, these little small little patterns before the market actually finishes its move higher. Like I said, I think we can probably get a pullback to like 808. This is actually this is the area where I was looking at for a bounce. 808, 809. That's actually where I plan on getting in long. So I do think so. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to when price gets back into this area, I'm going long for sure. And there goes that break that we were talking about of that trend line. There goes that break. Now, if you choose to get in long around 850, 845, understand that is a low probability trade. This support trend line that is now being used as resistance is in the way. Unless your scalping is in the way. Excuse me. A better long would be waiting for price to trade back into this area. So you think it's chasing stops? So Alfred, on that Starter Plus account, how are you liking it? My opinion on the Starter Plus accounts, I don't like them. I don't like them. I really don't. I don't like having the consistency on the eval side. I don't like it. I prefer to have the consistency on the funded side. I feel like the starter account switches up the psychology. I don't like it. I don't like it. I will not buy, purchase, advocate, recommend a Starter Plus account because the psychology is just too different. Now, and what I mean by that is the way that you're supposed to trade in your funded account, being consistent, making quote unquote professionally sound trading decisions is on the eval side. But then they take all that restraints away from you in the funded side. We all know how emotional it gets. It gets when you get to that funded side, and at least for me personally, I need that on my funded side, not the eval side. I will still trade that way on the funded side, but if we have moves like today, and I can make 3K in this move, and I can just hurry up and get to the funded side, and then go back to the mindset of, okay, I'm in a funded account. I know I can only make $600-700 a day, and I'm done in the account. I prefer to have that on the funded side instead of like, oh, I got the rope to hang myself with, and maybe today I'll get 1,500, and then you have to consistently get 15. Well, not with the there's no consistency on the Starter Plus. The sky is the limit, especially when you're on a hot streak. Just like in blackjack, you don't leave a heater, right? You don't leave a heater until you lose, but we all know that that's just a setup to start trading on tilt and over trading. We all know that's the setup. That's why I closed all of my accounts on Friday, because I knew exactly that's what I wanted to do. And I was fighting demons. I was talking to Smith about it all day. I was like, dude, I really want to get back behind my desk and keep trading. I really do. And that's why I got into that TradingView account and started trading that. All right, so let's see if this trend line holds right here. We'll see if it holds. We'll see if the bears are going to pile into this, if we're going to get a fake out above that trend line, or if we're going to see the bears playing no games and pulling it back into that area. This is the area that I'm looking for to go long. I'm not getting long before price touches into that area. I'm not getting in long. Yeah, the starter does give more drawdown too. Yeah, it does. I think it's like $500 more. I have a decision to make on Friday though. I have 2 Apex accounts, I have 1 Tradeify account, and I have 3 Blue Sky accounts. Tradeify, their special ends on Valentine's Day on Friday. But I'm gonna have 5 accounts. And I have a decision to make this week. If I'm going to take advantage of getting one more Tradeify account or not. What I might start doing moving forward, because usually when I have all these accounts, I go into blow mode. And what I mean by that is, pause. I go into a, how do I want to say this? I start gambling when I have too much accounts. And my mindset shifts. Like if I have too many accounts, it's either these accounts are gone or they're going to get passed because it's obviously a lot. But what I might start doing is actually designating, like just have maybe instead of trading the sim, have one account where is only for the evening stream. I'm only taking trades in that account in the evening stream. And then I'll have an account for something else, and then I- I'll have an account for the morning stream, and kind of just managing those accounts separately and just giving them a purpose. I think I'll just start doing it like that, being more organized with these accounts. Shit, I'm almost out of time here. I just kind of wish that this thing would hurry the hell up and do what it needs to do. Thank you. All right. So we got that drop. Am I still in my ES trade? Yes, I'm still in my ES trade. But like I said, this is a 25 to 30% probability trade. We could still see the bounce here. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. It's just that the better trade is down here. So hopefully the market doesn't bullshit around this area. It probably will though, but hopefully it doesn't. Gets to business so we can start making our way back up. Hopefully. Well, gain weight. Well, this is what I'm looking at, and this is what the charts are saying. You got the EMA sloping down. You got support, the support trend line turning into resistance. You got an area where a pivot point. I mean, you got every reason to take this short, but at the same time, the bulls have come back from worse. I mean, but like I said, I feel like this is a rejection, not a reversal. I want to be very clear. This is a rejection, not a reversal. I highly doubt that this is a reversal. Hmm. Are you shorted? Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad short. It's gonna be a stressful short for sure, but it's not. I don't think it's a bad short from, especially from that area that we was talking about this entire time. I don't think it's a bad short. It's just gonna be stressful. I mean, you got this area potentially where we could see a bounce. I highly doubt it though. And then you got this area right here. So we'll see. All right, there it goes. There it goes. So let's see if this thing holds right here. Let's see if it holds. Hmm. Hopefully they just run through this and don't play around. Hopefully we can just hurry up and get to that area where it's highly likely that there's going to be enough buyers to absorb this drop. Around 75 and 70 on the ES is probably where we see, is probably where the market is targeting, between 75 and 70 on the ES here. All right. And this is why the ES is called easy money. Easy money. I didn't get the best entry, but it was good enough. There we go. There goes our first target on the ES. I gotta fix that because I gotta fix that. That's supposed to trail, and it didn't do that. So let's fix that. Mm, mm. All right, so let's see what thing. Well, I mean, we knew that the Nasdaq was going to play this game. We knew that she was going to play it. So let's see what she does here. Hopefully, she just runs through this. Uh, if you're in this long, yeah, but hopefully she just runs through this and gets to this area so we can see a bigger move up. Okay. Well, we kind of knew that the shenanigans was going to come. We knew it. All right, so let's see what she does here. Hmm. Congratulations on that Grifkin trade. That's always what we want. Let's get them targets. Bump that break even. Bump that break even. Nobody wants their break even. Even if they're red, they want their target. All right, so let's see, man. Let's see if the bulls will. I'm just gonna hate it, man. I'm just gonna hate it. I'm pretty sure when I come back from the gym, it's gonna hit my area and it's gonna run without me. I have this rule where I don't leave a position while I'm at the gym. I don't want my mind to be still behind this desk while physically I'm in the gym. And it's looking like I'm probably gonna miss this. I mean, unless we see like a little flash down here into that area. But I mean, at this point, it's kind of obvious that the market is playing games right here. It's typical NQ. Typical NQ. Yeah, I usually I have 4 more minutes until my meeting, and then I usually go to the gym an hour after my meeting. So around 11:30 is when I cut off all trades until I come back at 12, 1, 1, 12, 12, 1, 12:31. And obviously, I have that gym rule for obvious reasons. Either obviously because my mind is still thinking like, oh man, Price did this and Price did that. I mean, Price ran 100 and something points to hit your stop and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not in the gym at all mentally. I'm only there physically. And then I'm not here to manage the position either. Because we all know with the Nasdaq, she can tick you out, and as soon as she ticks you out, she runs in your direction. Hmm. All right. Well, looks like well. I mean, when you see this so often, I mean, you kind of just expect it at this point. I had a feeling that the market was going to stall here at this area. That was going to see this fake move. I don't think we see a move up from here. And we're underneath that support trend line. It looks like the bears are creating a new resistance trend line. Um, the bulls are going to need to be able to, or the bulls are going to have to wait until more buyers comes into the market, and I don't think any buyer is going to want to buy until what potentially can be a resistance. Mm, yeah, yeah, I agree. That's actually what I'm where I'm looking at. It's around that 808, 800 level for the Nasdaq to go long again. I think that's where the market wants to go. I highly doubt that we see a move all the way down here to 760 where VWAP's at. That would be that would be interesting. But there's no way. I mean, we gotta break out from here. The bulls are definitely going to pile into this. We'll see a pop. We'll see a pop for sure. We can get some of our targets hit if we go long here, but I highly doubt that this thing goes straight down to here. I highly doubt it. And then on the hourly chart, I mean, it's right there. You got 808, 806. You got R4 right there. And that's the area where I'm looking at. 808, 800, 803, 808, somewhere. Yeah, this is where I'm looking at. Looking for the market to hold. I mean, yeah, that would kind of be crazy. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be unheard of, but mm. But all right, guys, that's it for me. That's it for the stream. We'll definitely come back later on this evening. And we definitely had some good trades starting off the session. Um, I think the biggest takeaway from at least this stream is the importance of trend lines and making sure that you're on the right side of them, because it's not too high to buy as long as price stays above that trend line. And today was definitely a great example of that philosophy. So if, I think that should be what we should take away from this session. So, all right, guys, we'll definitely come back this evening. And with that said, peace out, everybody.